this free kick. Well, he went over the top and his studs were showing all the hallmarks of a red card, I'm afraid. The referee hasn't even shown him a yellow. I find that staggering. That was a red card for me. Fusino gets away with one. Puts in towards the penalty area. The big man, Gustavo Enrique, all 6'5" of him, manages to steer the header away. There's a foul on the far side. Matias Bidu is crashing to the floor, the former Cruzeiro player, and that's going to be a free kick to Cruzeiro. I still can't believe in the Matiasinho and that challenge were not checked by VAR and flagged up to the referee. Well, I've seen it a couple of times and I'm open to being dissuaded, but that was definitely a foul. Hoisted away from inside the penalty area by Agustin Gay, 22-year-old fullback, former San Lorenzo player. He's an Argentine. Here come the home side again, with Rodrigo Garro, the captain. Lays it off to the left back, Bidu. Bidu wins a throw-in on the far side. It's taken quickly, Andre. Gives away a throw in himself. Cruzeiro talked about their struggles at the bottom. They have now equalised in the game against Bragantino. Still 0-0 here, 16.5 minutes gone. Equaliser. That game at the Rio has been scored by Mesa Villarreal, so 1-1 in that game. Breaking play, it's given away. Andreas Pereira takes it on the chest, knocks it back as far as Gustavo Gomez. Busy night in Serie A in Brazil. This one is still 0-0. Had a 0-0 earlier between Internacional and Grêmio. I thought it was last night. It's the only 0-0 in this match day. This is the only one that can still finish 0-0 apart from that. 17.5 minutes gone. There's a foul on Matiasinho. The back of it. Raymond Sosa. I still can't believe Matiasinho's challenge didn't get looked at by VAR. It was a red card for me. Moment in the game, I thought that was poor officiating. Half-time, Fluminense 0, Flamengo 1. An early goal in that game has given Flamengo the lead in the top of the table clash, but when it comes to the real top of the table, the real top of the tables are Palmeiras. And 6 points clear. Clash of heads as nasty one as well. It's between Keke Ferreri and Augustin Guy, and they've both gone down off the pitch, but it's a breaking play at the moment because the medics have got to get across the pitch to the far side. It is a head injury. It's a nasty clash. They're going to be okay. As he went down there, it was Rodrigo Garro that went down. As he went down, he collided with the advertising board, which is not what you need whilst you're nursing a sudden head injury. Garro and Gomez up, shake hands. And back they come. Off we go again. Corinthians 0, Palmeiras 0, 19 minutes gone. Little in it so far. It's been all toil and too many chances. Clearance away by Enrique. It's been returned back by Palmeiras, and the ball through the middle, nearly running for Flaco Lopez, but it has been cleared. Matiasinho, he's lucky that he didn't receive that red card. And in a way, we're lucky because I think it keeps the game where we want it to be. I think if they go down to 10 men here, Corinthians, they could get picked off very easily. So, throwing to Corinthians. 20 minutes now played. Listening to audio commentary coverage of Corinthians against Palmeiras from the Brasileiro Serie A. Hugo Garrett, the captain, flicks it over his shoulder. Serie A has been going for a few weeks. Serie B has just got going via the early leaders in that. But here come Corinthians with Alberto, gets to the byline, pulls it back, no one there, and in comes Andre, can't control it, kind of hit him on the chin. And then beat to it by Ramon Sosa, who puts it away for a throw-in on the near side. Corinthians turn to try and ignite another attack. That's a good turn by Garrett. Can't get it out wide. He can get it out wide. In fact, it just about made it to Yuri Alberto. And Alberto with a shot which was straight at Carlos Miguel. Saved by the goalkeeper. He balls it out to this near side. Mauricio left-footed inside the playmaker. Former Inter Milan man. Hooked on by Marlon Freitas. That was wasteful from Palmeiras. Long ball down the middle from Augustin Gay. It just channels possession back to their hosts. Corinthians 0, Palmeiras 0. Nothing really to talk to you about in terms of chances so far, but it's a unique game, this one. Table toppers against a team that currently down towards the wrong end of the table and just 2 wins in their opening encounters. So a throw-in to Corinthians, taken quickly by Bidu. He gets it back, charging forward. It's now with Bidu, his right winger that's playing as a central midfielder at the moment, just crowding things out, trying to make it difficult to be broken down by this multi-talented Palmeiras side. Players like Freitas and Pereira. It's a very strong side. On paper they are an exceptional outfit. They've got great strength in depth, and that midfielder Pereira and Freitas should certainly on paper be winning this title or coming very close to it. Here's Freitas again. Massive side. Been floated down the line, headed away by Enrique. We've got the halfway point in the first half. Video's just picked up a wrist injury over on the far side. He's won a free kick with it as well. Goalkeeper is Hugo Salsa. 6'6", 6'5" is Gustavo Enrique. The other goalkeeper's 6'8". There's some tall players out there, you know. Throw it to Palmeiras. Down goes Andreas Pereira in the throw. It's a stronghold challenge coming in from Gustavo Enrique. Flamengo leading at half-time at Fluminense. 0-0 here. 1-1 between Cruzeiro and Bragantino. Mineirão. Waiting for this long throw to get launched into the box. It looks like it's going to be one of those long throws from Killiven. Killiven waits. And it comes. Long throw, good header away by Gabriel Paulista. It's going to be a corner. It's an upgrade from a long throw, I suppose, just about the corner. He's going to be on his toes here. Hugo Sousa, the goalkeeper. Working out the orders. He's a very vocal goalkeeper, Hugo Sousa. Short corner is in the offing here for Mauricio. Andres Pereira is there as well. Mauricio. And the referee blows his whistle. There's a lot of interference, let's say, in the box. A lot of pushing and shoving and holding and grappling, and one player's claiming to the referee got held around the neck, the other one's been thrown to the ground. Just need to be careful that defensively you don't give anything away. That's a good strong header away by Gustavo Enrique as Andreas Pereira decided to go direct with the corner rather than play it short to Maurizio in the end, and it's a clearance that bounces all the way through to Carlos Miguel, the way to our right for Palmeiras. So we had slightly the better of it, but there's not a lot in this game at the moment. Long ball forward by Gomez has gone straight through, and that will be a goal kick. Palmeiras coach Abel Ferreira standing with his arms folded. He's very animated, kicks every ball, heads every ball, chases after every ball. It's a little chip forward by Bidon. It's a good ball as well. He's found Garro. Garro slips, but he's still going to get there first. Good interception by Murillo. And chipped away by Kelevan. Flicked on by Maurizio. Bundled. Block by Ranieri. Will go out for a throw into Palmeiras. They take it quickly. As it's run down the line, Gabriel Paulista turns back to his goalkeeper. Vastly experienced former Arsenal man, Gabriel Paulista. 35 years of age. Wins a throw-in over on the far side. Went to get the ball, but the throw-in has been taken by the other spare ball. Wasting his time there. Andreas Pereira. Down the line it goes to Gustavo Gomez. So, player gone down in the penalty area, but the free kick has been given literally an inch outside the box by referee Flavio de Souza. The right decision as well. It's a foul by Mateus Bidu. Took out Ramon Sosa. So right on the corner edge of the penalty area, free kick to Palmeiras. Win here tonight takes them potentially even further clear. Corinthian fans are here in their numbers in hope rather than expectation that the league leaders can succumb to only their second defeat of the season. 27.5 minutes. Corinthians 0, Palmeiras 0. Comes the Pereira free kick. It was low and hard. It's blocked away by Garro, who says that he was pushed by Allen. And Andrade has gone to take the corner. He'll leave it to Andreas Pereira. There's definitely a push of some sort in there, but not enough for the referee to start awarding the penalties. Comes the cross from Pereira from the corner by Alan Andrade. Hasn't found anyone in green though. Successful header away by Paulista, and I think he was fouled in there. Free kick has been given. So, free kick. It's a good header away actually by Mateus Bidu. In front of his own goalkeeper, Hugo Souza, who's just about to take this goal kick. Souza. Bright yellow outfit for Hugo Souza tonight. The former Flamengo goalkeeper clears up to the halfway line, quickly headed forward by Gustavo Gomez. Coming together from Andre, managed to divert it back to Mateus Bidu. Bidu's made a good run down the left, and he's dashed over the halfway line, comes inside, and it's Gustavo Gomez that wins it off of him with ease. Corinthians 0, Palmeiras 0. Murillo to Kelly. Go all the way back. Murillo again. This time it's Gustavo Gomez. closing down over on the far side from Keke Ferrari, puts it out, 21-year-old, for a throw into Palmeiras. Just coming up to the half-hour mark, almost a third of the way through. Corinthians 0, Palmeiras 0. League leaders being held by a team just one position above the bottom four. First header there from Enrique, up in the air, forward by Guille. It's a good bit of control from Rodrigo Garro, chips it over the top, something to run onto for Alberto, and he got there ahead of the defender Muro. The angle was very tight and he tried to put it back. It was more of a shot than a cross because there was no one in there. It ended up looking more like a cross than a shot, and it rolled all the way across, ran out for a throw into Palmeiras in the left back position on this near side away to our right. Throw in that's going to be taken by the former Paranaense player Calivan. Giving it away rather cheaply, Gabriel Ballista. Arsenal man, as we mentioned earlier, he used to play for Besiktas as well. It's a long, adventurous ball forward, nothing comes of it. It's gone all the way through to Carlos Miguel in the Palmeiras goal. He rolls it out to Gomez. Gomez wide to Gay. Quickly closed down. Good closing down that from Keke Ferrari. They need to let their opponents know they're there. And they certainly just did there with the challenge coming in from behind by Mateus Bidu. Statement of intent. Some good pressing there from Corinthians. They have to be physical, they have to be combative, they have to be competitive. These sides in proper action in the week. It's Tuesday. Corinthians will host Independiente Santa Fe here in the Copa Sudamericana. Copa Libertadores is a home game as well for Palmeiras on Wednesday. They take on Sporting Cristal. Now there's a little bit of a falling out between the two sets of players, and it suddenly transcends into a coming together as several players. The referee's listening to his earpiece, and he's been told by the VAR, but he can't hear because so many players around him. Well, one of the players there for Palmeiras, I think it was Gustavo Gomez, is indicating to the touchline in full view of everyone that there should be a VAR check here. VAR and the referee can sort this out. They don't need the referees to be hounded by the players. And, there's a gesture of some sort by Andre, which the referee is going to check now. He's coming over to the near side. I think Andre was fouled and he grabbed his groin region and gestured in some way, which has caught the eye of Gustavo Gomez, which caught the eye of VAR, which has now caught the eye of the referee, and he comes over. Well, could be trouble if that's the case here, Andre. Ground. I don't think there's anything wrong in the gesture, but it was the tackle. It seemed to land very awkwardly. Quite sure what the problem is here. It's just gone to get the header. I don't think there's anything in that at all. And if there is, then they're seeing something that I don't see. He does grab his groin region, and I don't really want to go into too much detail there. But I don't think there was a gesture. I think it might have been a jarred groin. The referee comes back onto the field. What's he going to give? Well, Arnold Freitas is trying to put his argument across. The referee comes back out. And, now he's going to speak to the crowd. Of course, it's in Portuguese, so it's Richie for his pocket, and it's going to be a red card here. And a red card for Andre. Well, I didn't see an awful lot wrong with that. I really didn't see an awful lot wrong with that. He did, in a kind of roundabout way, gesture with his groin. He's gone in on Andreas Pereira. I don't think there was much in that. He's sure he's gone. I don't think that's a gesture. I think that's more of an adjustment without going into too much detail. And then it was Flaco Lopez that indicated, and Andre has been sent off. Well, they could have had Mateo Zinha sent off earlier on for far worse than that. Well, that just goes to show the inconsistency of VAR, doesn't it? Maybe it's evened itself up because Mateo Zinha should have been sent off and wasn't even looked at. Didn't even get a yellow card for a dreadful challenge. And there, Andre sent off for relatively little, and it silenced the crowd. And it's left Corinthians down to 10 men with 9 minutes to go to half time. And that might just be playing into the hands of Palmeiras. Free kick after all that was given to Corinthians. I just don't buy into that at all. I don't see that to be anywhere near enough. I just don't get it at all. So, free kick, Corinthians. It's going to be delivered into the box by Garro. It's a long, direct delivery, headed back across goal, and it could have gone in with the merest of touches from Yuri Alberto, who couldn't quite reach it. Good head down by Gabriel Paulista. Went into the danger zone, and it just bounced across the goalkeeper. No takers from either side. It filtered through for a goal kick. With a chance, perhaps their best of the game. Perhaps that was the best chance of the game so far. We haven't had too many. It's been a dry run of the first half in terms of chances. Still 0-0, but Corinthians down to 10. Could have had Mateo Zino sent off, but didn't even get a yellow. But can't quite fathom why they deemed Andre to be red card worthy. I see why, but I don't think there's enough in it. Maybe it's a culture thing. In the appeal, you could suggest that he's injured his groin, and that's the reason for his adjustment in a certain area of his body, which I can't really go into in great detail, but I don't see there's a lot wrong with that. Flaco Lopez, in the meantime, has been pulled up on the far side for a foul on Mateus Bilhu. Cruzeiro fullback wins a free kick, but he'll take his time and take it. Down to 10 men. Their objective now, Corinthians, is to try and hold on to what they've got and maybe nick something somewhere along the lines. Free kick is going to be taken by Ranieri, holding midfielder, whose responsibility in that midfield has become even more important now as they're down to 10 men. Garro. Bidon has gone into a more central position, and now they can break away very quickly down the left-hand side. It's Flaco Lopez. He's committed the foul. It's going to be a free kick. So, pushing the back on the defender Gabriel Paulista. So a free kick to Corinthians. The goalkeeper Hugo Sousa comes out of his penalty area to take it. We've got 6 minutes of the first half remaining. Across last night and tonight, 7 games played. That was only the second red card. Across those games, red card to Andre. Could have been one for Matthezinho. I still can't believe how VAR has got those two completely wrong. It's officially announced as sporting behaviour, the reason for the red card. Seguro. In the feet of the busy Flaco Lopez, he sent sprawling to the ground, followed every inch of the way by Gabriel Paulista. To Freitas again, Freitas finding Mauricio. Andreas Pereira. Freitas again. It's to the left-hand side in Keleven. Keleven puts it on the right foot, plays it inside. Referee quickly scoots out the way and it's cleared away. And Yuri Alberto could get it wide to the left-hand side, and Ferrari cuts back inside. It's a bit of a stretch for him, and he's caught his opponent. It's going to be a free kick. Down goes Alan Arande. And Flamengo, early in the second half. But you know what? They scored in the 6th minute of the first half, Flamengo, away at Fluminense. They just scored in the 6th minute of the second half. It'll be 2-0 in that big top-of-the-table clash at the Maracanã tonight. Fluminense 0. Flamengo 2. It's the showdown between the two tenants of the Maracanã. I just want to get through to half-time and make a few tweaks just to try and contain Palmeiras in the second half. Palmeiras haven't hit the heights, that's for sure. They've not really created too much in this half. It's been a fairly even half. Now the drive from Rodrigo Garro, taken off of him low by Agustin Gay. Just feel that they've got a little bit more quality, Palmeiras, and up to front man it goes. It's Ramon Sosa wins throwing off of Machizino. Good challenge by him. 11 against 10 here, Palmeiras. It's an open invite for them to extend their lead, or at the very least maintain it. Top end of the table. By the way, the goals tonight, Pedro has got both of them for Flamengo. 2.5 minutes to half time. Maybe a little bit of stoppage time, I'm sure. Between Cruzeiro and Bragantino. The Mineirão. Pushing for an opening goal before half-time. Then comes a cross from Andrade. It's an interesting one, and it bounces high and beyond Ramon Sosa and out for a goal kick. So still Corinthians 0, Palmeiras 0. The talking point of the first half, well, how was Matthew Zeno? Not at least checked for a red card. I thought it was a straight red, didn't get a yellow, didn't get the VAR to look at it. I don't know what was happening there. And then VAR has a look at a gesture, which is all subjective and to me not very conclusive, and Andre gets sent off. So they are now down to 10 men, Corinthians. I think it was player influenced as well. Ball was out of play on this near side. Rodrigo Garro can't quite keep it in play, the Argentine, so throw in to Palmeiras. Garro, 3 assists already this season for the struggling Timeo. Lost their last game here, 1-0 to Internacional. Down to 10 men today, but still 0-0. They've got to defend for their lives in the second half, and that is a yellow card for Matthew Zeno. He does now receive a card. So he'd have got a yellow card early on, and with that, he would have been off, and it'd be down to 9 subjectively. Just got to play carefully. They don't get any more red cards. It's down to 9. Makes it very impossible. So Corinthians 0, Palmeiras 0. Ramon Sosa into the penalty area. This is Mauricio, gets it wide. Chance for Keleven to get the cross in. It's a right-footed delivery. It's a good delivery. Good header away by Enrique. One back by Freitas. Just nods it down to Gustavo Gomez. The ball through, but to no avail. Corinthians-Palmeiras-LIVE as we hit the 45-minute mark. How many more minutes have we got to go? Well, we're just about to find out. The fourth official comes out and says 4 minutes of added time, so there's still a little way to go. They're on the attack at the moment, Palmeiras. It's defence against attack. Ball played forward by K11, and it's gone all the way through for a goal kick to Corinthians, who are down to 10 men here, and it's going to be an epic battle for them in the second half to try and hang on in there against the runaway leaders. And the Corinthians fans have turned out in their numbers tonight. They're so well supported. And here the Neo Kamika is ram-packed tonight. Goal kick is going to be taken long by Hugo Sosa. Coach Abel Ferreira with his hands on his hips. He'll be pleased that his team have got a one-man advantage, but they haven't got that goal that they strive for. There's still a long way to go in this game, of course. He might make a couple of tweaks before half-time. He's got some ammunition on his bench as well. And yeah, with a foul, and Lopez was the player dumped to the ground. We are 2.5 minutes into the 4 minutes of added time at the end of the first half. Andres Pereira plays it to Augustin Gay and out wide to Andrade. Andrade trying to take on KK. It's back again to Freitas. Such a powerhouse in that midfield. Pulled inside, wasn't intended from Maurizio, but he stepped in, took it slightly away from Murillo. And then there was an incident inside the penalty area which has left the player on the ground. VAR are going to check this one, I'm sure. And well, it's an elbow on Mateus Senior, who's gone down holding his face. And there was an instant reaction from several of the Corinthians players. They are looking for retribution. Is there another red card in the offing here? VAR will have a look. VAR needs... Oh, sorry, the referee needs a... He's ear defenders, so to say. Needs eyes in the back of his head, but he needs ear defenders for this reaction from the players. So the ball is played into the penalty area. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Ball is played in. He's gone to barge into the back of the opponent, and he's just gone down in a heap. And Matej Zenia, if that is checked by VAR, probably deserves a yellow card, and if he gets it, they'll be down to 9 men. Well, nothing went to this VAR, probably just as well for Machizinia again. He's had a yellow, that would have been a second yellow, that would have been a red. He could have been sent off twice in this first half, Machizinia. Frankly, that was disgraceful what he just did. He just went through the back of the opponent and then just fell backwards, trying to get a player sent off. And with VAR technology now available at everyone's disposal, you're not going to get away with that. Kick has gone the way of Corinthians, and a chance to reprieve themselves and get away as the half-time whistle does now blow. It's Corinthians 0, Palmeiras 0 at half-time. A goalless first half, relatively few chances. Machizino could have been sent off, should have been sent off, didn't go to VAR, didn't even get a yellow. Later he got a yellow, could have got another yellow just now for some play acting. In between that, Andre did get sent off by VAR for unsporting behaviour. So, it's all about the VAR, it's all about the red cards. Not too many chances to tell you about. Second half could be interesting though. Corinthians 0, Palmeiras 0. Second half is 15 minutes away, it's around the corner. Put the kettle on, we'll see you on the other side. Welcome back. You're listening to audio commentary coverage from the Neo Química. It's Corinthians 0, Palmeiras the leaders in the Brasileiro Serie A 0 at half-time. However, Corinthians struggling down towards the bottom of the table, just one place above the relegation zone, albeit 4 points ahead of the bottom four. They find themselves down to 10 men for the entirety of this second half after a red card for Andre. They should have had Machazino sent off before that for a high challenge on Ramon Sosa. That went undetected for some reason. But unsporting behaviour has put an end to Andre's participation in this game. Corinthians down to 10 men. Palmeiras expected to kick on now as we get the second half underway. Andreas Pereira gets it back from Alan Andrade to the centre of the midfield, and Marlon Freitas towards the left-hand side, and Kileven's given it away rather cheaply to Bruno Bida, who cuts inside and gets it to the left-hand side. The 10 men are coming forward. KK Ferreira will hit one, and it's bouncing in front of the goalkeeper, who pushes it away. Well, that constitutes a shot on goal, and if that was on target, then it's a second shot on target all game. We've had one in the first half, and already in the first minute of the second half, another one on target. It's going to be a corner to Corinthians, their first of the game. Well, that was a really good run by Keke Ferreira. Pushed out by the goalkeeper. Bounced awkwardly in front of him. Keke hit that really well through the gap. It's on target. 2 shots on target from Corinthians, none yet on target from Palmeiras. The 10 men have got some defending to do here. They can't rest on their laurels. Corner will be swung in from Rodrigo Garo. And it comes to the near post, flicked on by Alberto, up in the air, and it comes back out again. It's another shot on target, this time on the turn from Gabriel Paulista. It was straight at goalkeeper Carlos Miguel, and he comfortably makes the save. But good start to the second half from the 10 men of Corinthians. Still, the scoreline reads 0-0. Can't help but fear that Palmeiras could kick on should they choose to do so against the 11 men. 6 points clear at the top of the table. Cutting in from the right is Alan Andrade, former Botafogo player, former Mineiro player. Into the penalty area. Flaco Lopez holds it up, gets it wide. Augustin Gay goes back to Andreas Pereira, former Fulham and Manchester United player. 5 assists already this season. Sorry, 8 assists already this season, would you believe, from Andreas Pereira. He's a goal maker. Into the penalty area. It's crossed in by Maurizio. Can't quite find Ramon Sosa. It hasn't been cleared. Andreas Pereira again. Just mentioned that he can make goals, but this time his cross into the box was headed away successfully by Gustavo Henrique and then by Bidu. It hasn't been properly cleared yet. Tried to get the cross in there, did Augustin Gay, and it's gone out for a corner. So I can tell you that, having been behind tonight, Cruzeiro, just 1 win so far this season, are now 2-1 up. Christian has scored. So there's a shot coming in. That's the first real effort on goal from Palmeiras. Corner played short, and it was hit from a crowd. It was hit solidly at the goalkeeper, but it was moving in the air. The shot from Maurizio sticks a hand up in the air. It's a save you'd expect the goalkeeper to make. Pushes it over the bar. Another corner. Pereira gets it in. This time it's hacked away by Henrique. Bouncing up towards the halfway line. Doesn't go out of play. Stays in. Augustin Gay. All out to the left-hand side now. It was a good start to the second half by Corinthians, but suddenly they're finding themselves behind the ball. Andreas Pereira making things tick, making things click. Andrade. Gets it back inside. This is another pile driver from Maurizio. It's blocked. Several players between him and the goal. It's been robbed back, and Freitas goes all the way back to his goalkeeper, Carlos Miguel. Shifts it to the left-hand side. This is Cleven. Cleven rolling it out wide. Chance to get the cross in maybe here for Ramon Sosa. Instead he comes inside. It's a drilled cross from Maurizio. It's cleared away. It's a throw-in down by the corner flag and an attacking position on the left-hand side, the far side, away to our right for Palmeiras. Out wide it goes again for Maurizio. Maurizio pulling the strings along with Pereira in that midfield. Needs a goal really for the top of the table side to settle down. Guy all the way back. Andreas Pereira's got some tracking back to do. It went flying past him. He's gone and retrieved it. He can begin his journey up to the halfway line. Plays it across to the far side and Cleven. Travelling forward and tripped in the process was Maurizio. That's going to be a free kick, right just outside the penalty area. Very dangerous this. So Cruzeiro ahead. What that does do to the live league table is it brings Cruzeiro an awful lot closer to Corinthians. So suddenly that gap between the bottom four and Corinthians, who are 5 off the bottom, will close down significantly. Just a point between the relegation places and Corinthians. If this stays as it is, if they're to lose tonight, they would be level with Cruzeiro if they were to win. So they can't afford to be giving away a goal if at all possible here. 6 minutes into the second half, Andreas Pereira takes a free kick, whips it in. It's headed away forcefully and very well by Enrique, and he needed to as well. They've got to defend stoutly in this second half, the 10-minute Corinthians. They are doing so at the moment. It's constant pressure. Sosa leaves it to Guy. Guy, the number 4, the Argentine, chucks it back to Freitas. Squared along the back line to Murillo. Back to Freitas again. Freitas chips the ball into the penalty area. Another towering header from Enrique. Enrique and Paulista answering every call. It's been thrown at them by Meñero. And now a volley forward by Rodrigo Gara. Chase is from Keke Ferrari. Seen out by Freitas, throwing to Palmeiras. Ball was quickly switched to the left-hand side and Cleven, but the volleyed ball out wide was simply too powerful. Well, Flamengo winning 2-1 currently against Fluminense. Fluminense have pulled one back in the El Clasico derby in Rio de Janeiro at the Maracanã. Here at the Neo Química, we're still waiting on the first goal. We've got an injury to Hugo Soso, the Corinthians goalkeeper. Or a break up in play, you would think, this one. Sudden fashion that goalkeepers have got to go down injured. I don't think there's anything wrong with him, but because he's a goalkeeper, we have to stop the game. I find it very frustrating as a commentator. Just about every game we pick up the mic in, this happens. And there is never a substitute goalkeeper warming up, which tells you all you need to know. The guy who professes to be the physio comes out with his bag. He doesn't even speak to the player. He pulls out a spray can and sprays him on the leg. He gets up gingerly, pretends that things are getting better, and then we start all over again. Now, I could be completely wrong here. It might be a genuine injury, but I think I'm describing the vast majority of goalkeeping injuries. Just wish there was something that could be done about it. Well, Palmeiras would remain 6 points clear at the top. It's looked like it's going to be Sao Paulo, Flamengo, Palmeiras, maybe Fluminense, and the surprise package this season. Bahia have been very good. Throw it to Corinthians. They want to try and keep it up the other end of the field for as long as possible. Hence, headed inside by Alberto. He goes crashing to the ground as he runs straight to the back of Caleb. He won't get a penalty for that, though. It's with goalkeeper Carlos Miguel, who opted not to kick in the end and drops it at the feet of Marlon Freitas. This is Maurizio. Freitas again. Out to the right-hand side of Augustin Gay. San Lorenzo player, Argentine youngster, just 22 years of age, very energetic right back, likes to get forward, and that's exactly where he's got at the moment. Made a run through the middle, he's joined the attack. Can he be found? Long ball from Murada to the right-hand side, and Alan Andrade. Now it's back to Freitas. Freitas finding Muralo. Muralo lifts it, but it's easy for Corinthians to get the ball away, but when they clear it, they've got to be a little bit more precise. It was a long ball that Gustavo Gomez could easily cut out. Andreas Pereira gets it back immediately from Augustin Gay. Freitas. And Maurizio, huffing and puffing. Maybe it needs some new personnel to jostle this up. They're not finding a way through at the moment. Inside, despite being down to 10 men, have had more shots on target, 3, than Palmeiras, who've had 1. There was only 1 shot on target in the entire first half. We've played just over 11 minutes of the second half, and already we've had 3 shots on target, suggesting that the game is perhaps opening up slightly at long last. Is there a goal around the corner? We shall see. 0-0 here at the moment. The 10 men of Corinthians holding out. Andreas Pereira. It isn't the widest of pitches here as well at the Kimiko. It's one of those stadiums that's really on top of it. Feels like a narrow pitch. Statistically, it is one of the most narrow pitches in the Brazil top flight. Chested inside the penalty area by Maurizio. He's had to head back out of the box, and a handball has been given against Maurizio. So a free kick. Yeah, took it on his shoulder. I don't know that is handball. If I was a defender and it hit me in that position, I'd be very upset to have given away a penalty. So I don't see why that should be a handball against the attacker. They've dominated the possession, certainly before the red card, and most certainly after. The referee has been urged once again, this time by Muralo, to get out the yellow card for a foul on Lopez. All he was trying to do was win the ball. Rodrigo Garrett, Machizuno, went slicing through the back of a player, and considering he could have had 2 red cards before half-time, he needs to tread carefully. He is on the yellow. Long ball into the penalty area. That'll be easy for the tall goalkeeper Hugo Sosa, 6'6", 27-year-old. Just palms it into the ground and can gently wander out of his 6-yard box and up towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Cruzeiro winning, Corinthians losing. Would mean that Corinthians would only be outside of the top, at the bottom 4 on goal difference. Unthinkable. Someone like Cruzeiro and Corinthians are battling for survival. Here come Corinthians into the penalty area. It's pulled back, and it was a real chance there. It was a great dribble into the box, and Breno Bida nearly got on the end of Ranieri's pullback, and that was a big opportunity. Couldn't quite get the shot away. The defenders were quick to close down. Well, that could have been so much different. Had it not been for some good defending actually from Morello, closed it down really quickly. So still 0-0, and we've played an hour. 30 minutes to hang on for Corinthians, and at the moment, one shot on target in an hour from the league leaders, and much of that hour has been played against 10 men. It's a great weaving run. Ferrari pulled it back, and it was really unlucky. Breno Bridden cleared away, and they hold on to Corinthians. Well, it's good to see that the 10 men are still trying to get forward at every opportunity. Rolled out by Carlos Miguel, and he got good distance on that underarm bolt up to the halfway line. This is Ramon Sosa trying to make progress down the left-hand side. Succeeds only in winning a throw-in off of Ranieri. Slid in really well and won the ball cleanly. Flamengo still 2-1 up. It's into injury time at the end of that derby at the Maracanã. That's out wide to Alan Andrade. Andrade gets past the challenge of Ferrari into the box. Andrade pulls it across, and it's sliced away. They want a free kick to the defensive side. Corinthians do have it. And it's cleared away by Enrique. Well, a long ball from Enrique. What a ball that is if Alberto could get onto the end of it, but it had too much zip on it, and it took it all the way through to Carlos Miguel, who come flying out of his box and is able to clear. There's a clash between Sousa and Gabriel Paulista in the box, which has left both players reeling in agony on the floor, so it's going to be another delay in play. It was a good ball into the box there from Palmeiras. It could have gone anywhere. They got a little bit of a ricochet, but it was all made by Alan Andrade, who weaved his way past the challenges. 3 of them in total. Pulls it back, and it seems to hit the midriff of Ranieri, and they just about get away with it. Cruzeiro 2, Bragantino 2. So that's 2-2 in that game now. The Mineirão. We're back underway. Injuries fixed. Bragantino back to 2-2, which does mean there is still slight daylight between Corinthians and the relegation zone, but it's down to them to start winning matches and putting points on the board and climbing the league table. When you look at who's in that relegation zone, Cruzeiro had 2 really high finishes in the last 2 seasons. They were expected to do much, much better, as were Corinthians. Zipped in from the left-hand side by Ramon Sosa into the arms of Hugo Sousa. No relation, 2 different spellings. And believe that Bragantino goal has been disallowed. I haven't had any confirmation, but it's still 2-1. Goal has been disallowed, it's not been given. And in the meantime, Palmeiras have got themselves a corner. Turned behind by Enrique, can't keep it in play, Mateus Bidget. We did actually, it's a throw in. I thought he'd given the corner, the assistant referee down in the corner, but he hasn't. Can't quite see him because there's a fortress of Corinthians substitutes warming up all around him, so can't really see him. So a throw in, which Keleven will deliver into the box. A long throw is box bound here for Palmeiras. Good header by Bidu. controlled well by Alberto. He's led the line really well on his own. He's had to feed off his scraps, but he's chased everything. He's put pressure on. He's battled. Can't ask any more of a striker. Flamengo still 2-1 up in the derby in Rio. They are down to 10 men now in that game. Flamengo. 6 minutes of stoppage time played already. They're still 2-1 up, but they're down in that game to 10 men. Jose Carrasco sent off in the 95th minute for a trip. In the meantime here, it's Corinthians 0, Palmeiras 0. 65 minutes gone. Back out wide to Alan Andrade. Cuts back inside. Still Andrade. Thought about the shot. Chips it in. And the goalkeeper makes a fantastic save. Well, it came over the shoulder of Paulista and he didn't know quite what to do with it. And he ended up stabbing it back at his own goalkeeper. And that was a really good save by Hugo Sosa. And on an evening when Palmeiras has struggled to break down their hosts, they very nearly got a helping hand by the defender who stretched and put it away to his goalkeeper. And I think that was the only option he really had because he knew there was someone on his back, so he had to get some sort of touch there. And he tried to take the pace out of it, and he probably just about succeeded because the goalkeeper makes the save. If he leaves it, it's a tap-in for Flaco Lopez and his 4th goal of the season in the league. The flag has been thrown onto the pitch. Cuddly toy as well. It's all been handed over to the assistant referee on the near side, and he's handed it to a steward, and it's all been removed. Corinthians 0, Palmeiras 0 is how it stands at the moment. We're nearly halfway through this second half. That's a great block by the head of Paulista. Bobbling around at the moment, 100 miles an hour. It's very fast and frenetic. It's going to be a free kick, a foul by the Corinthians striker Flaco Lopez. Free kick will be taken by Rodrigo Garo. We're going to see 3 changes. For the visitors. Just trying to see who it is coming on. Luigi's going to come on. But not yet. This free kick will be taken first. Delivered into the box. It's defending required here from Palmeiras by way of a change. He's cleared away. Only as far as Garo gets it out wide. Good ball, Keke. Garo again. If they could get a goal, this place would erupt. Got to be careful attacking with 10 men, how quickly they can be cruelly exposed. The scoreline remains 0-0. Corinthians 0, Palmeiras 0. Cruzeiro 2, Bragantino 1. They've won the derby 2-1 away at Fluminense of Flamengo in the big derby in Rio. Great win that for Flamengo. They're in second. They're right on the coattails of Palmeiras here, at 6 points clear at the top. That lead is being cut slightly tonight unless they can gain the winner. Still a long way to go, just past the midway point in the second half. 3/4 of the way through, and the 10 men are holding on without too much trouble. It's fair to say Palmeiras tonight have been very disappointing. Foul by Mauricio. So free kick. Josino has once again been involved in the thick of things. He's gone through the back of someone. Now, he needs to be very careful. And one thing that they don't need here, Corinthians, is being reduced to 10 men. And I'm sorry, but Josino has become something of a liability in my eyes. needs to be removed really before he gets removed by the referee. And he has been removed by the referee. It's another yellow card. He's going to check the VAR here, the referee. But it looks to me as if a second yellow card has come out. Involved in a tussle. He did seem to take a swipe. Out comes the referee. The referee now will make an announcement, which will be in Portuguese, and we haven't actually got the mic feed up here, so it's a straight red. So it's been upgraded. Thought he got away with one there, Mazzino. Well, it's a straight red card. Well, he should have been sent off in the first half for an over-the-top challenge, which for me was worthy of a straight red. Then he got, he should have had a yellow at the absolute minimum. Then he got a yellow, and he could have been easily sent off twice in the first half. He is now sent off. Finally, he's been removed. Well, really, they should have substituted him. They're down to 9 men now, are Corinthians, and this is going to be an awfully long way back. And they've made a couple of changes. 18, Maurizio's gone off. Felipe Anderson is on. Andrade has gone off. So Kalevan has gone off as well. Luigi's gone into the front line. Gone attacking now, but they're playing against 9 men. They can afford to. Mazzino eventually walking off the pitch. He's taken his time to exit stage left. No one but himself to blame. He could have been sent off 3 times over tonight. Really could have done. And it was upgraded from a yellow to a red, and Carrillo is just about to come on for the home side. He is a right winger. Will go in at right back, and to sacrifice, they have taken off Rodrigo Garra, the captain, who's run himself into the ground and has no more to give. So on comes the substitute. And I imagine Guerrero will go in, the Peruvian. He used to play for Watford, in fact, as well as Aquadzia in the Saudi Pro League. So, well, they got a man sent off after 35 minutes. They played with 35 minutes with 10 men, and then another is sent off. Gabriel Anderson and Luigi on for Maurizio. And for Gay as well, who's come off. Kalevan has gone in at right back. So, here we are, 73 gone, 17 to go, and they're playing against 9 men here, Palmeiras, top of the table. Can they nick it? They should do, really, shouldn't they, against a team with only 9 on the pitch. They've got to try and defend for their lives now, the 9 left on the pitch. They're going to have to defend in numbers. Everyone gets back. Trouble is, they just can't break away. 2 banks of 4, and that's it. No one up top. Just got to fight for their lives. All out to the far side, and Arta Gabriel gets to the byline, tries to whip the cross in. Look who's back there defending, Yuri Alberto. He's not a centre forward any longer. He's part of the defensive regiment. This is going to be a long 16 minutes to hold on against a quality opponent who have not shown the quality that they have been shown for much of this season, which is why they are so far ahead at the top. Palmeiras scratching around for a goal to win it against 9 men, and it's a breakaway opportunity maybe here for Alberto, and Alberto's away and the 9 men are through. Alberto 1-on-1, they can't go and score, can they? No, they can't. It's been saved. Carlos Miguel comes out and makes a save. Well, that would have been quite some story. Corinthians were through on goal. Yuri Alberto, goalkeeper, come out and makes a really good save. Came out, closed the angle, made it difficult, pushed it wide for a corner. And they've only got 5 in the box, and the corner is taken short. Played back out wide again by Carrillo. Delivered in by Ranieri. Away it goes. That's a foul by Carrillo. That will be a free kick to Palmeiras. So a free kick to Palmeiras. They're not going to panic here, but playing against 9 men, surely there's got to be a big opening in this game. But they could have been 1-0 down. Crazy game. Absolutely crazy game. It's a good save that from Carlos Miguel. Hardly had anything to do all night. Palmeiras get it wide to Marco Lopez. It might come out here to Andres Pereira on the volley. That's a really good block. That's a super piece of defending by Luigi. Threw his body right in the way. It's Alan Andrade who got the block in. They've taken both the fullbacks off and they're just giving it a good old go at the moment. Palmeiras, and you can't blame them. They've got to. It's not their fault. They're playing against 9. The discipline of Andre and Matizino has left the league leaders playing against 9 men, but still 0-0, and we've got 13.5 minutes to go. Sometimes when you look back at a league campaign and it's successful, you pick out certain moments, certain games. Maybe those games might well be a day when you're not at your best, a day when nothing's going right for you. You just can't take your chances and you scrape home a 1-0 win. This is an important 13 minutes for Palmeiras. They will be 6 points clear if they draw, but they will be 8 points clear if they win. And they're playing against 9 men, and I've got to give credit to Corinthians and the players that remain out there. They've given their everything. Defensively, they've been very solid today, and you have to question, how are they struggling? Quite clearly have not been defending as well as they've defended today. They haven't given Palmeiras an inch. Corinthian fans are loving this. 9 men, and battling through every second to try and hold on to what they've got. It will feel like a victory if they can hold on. Here they come forward once again with Ramon Sosa, who hits it from distance, but it's always going wide. It was covered well by Hugo Celsa, the goalkeeper. Flies wide, goal kick. Should have done better really. It was curling all the way from Lopez. I wonder what's coming next. They've almost got to the last 10 minutes here, Corinthians. It'll be a long 10 minutes. It'll still be a very long 10 minutes. They're down to 9 men. It's a good turn down the left-hand side from Ramon Sosa. Making his way forward is Arthur Gabriel. He's fouled and he gets up quickly and takes a free kick. It's stretched to this near side, and Ramon Sosa, he cuts back inside. It's a brilliant block again by Enrique. It hasn't been cleared. And then it falls to Bidu, who gets it away. And Alberto plays it down the line, and there's a chance to break away, but he's all on his own. It's Mateus Bidu, happy to win a throw-in. They've got a man down now of Corinthians. They'll only add to the time that they'll have added at the end of it. Fourth official. It's absolutely berated for a decision there to give a free kick. There's nothing to do with him. It's the referee that's made the decision. Poor old fourth official gets it in the ear. Your reaction sometimes to the players and the staff is ludicrous. In South America, they need to be more controlled and more composed. If this happens at the World Cup, discipline will probably get more punished than it would do in their own homeland. But then many of the big teams at the World Cup, most of their players are playing in Europe. Not to detract from the fact that the South American leagues in Argentina and Brazil are very strong leagues. That way to Alan Andrade. He's trying to get the better of Bidu. Checks all the way back. Lifted into the penalty area by Felipe Anderson. And then in by Freitas. And that's another quality header away by Enrique, because Luigi came flying in there trying to get the final touch, and that would have been a goal had he had done so. Another ball into the box. It's a looping header towards goal from Flaco Lopez. Good header as well, flying through the air to make a routine save in the end, and no more. There's Hugo Souza. And we are 9 minutes plus injury time away from what will feel like a victory for Corinthians, given that they've been playing for a while with 10 men. And now Jesse Lingard is going to come on to try and offer them something going forward. Maybe they feel that they could nick this. Jesse Lingard won't come on to defend for his life, I can assure you that. Switch pass by Pereira onto the head of Arthur Gabriel. Back inside again from Ramon Sosa. It's Andreas Pereira losing out. Good challenge from Ranieri in the midfield. Now in from the right hand side, Alan Andrade. Andrade finds Marlon Freitas into the penalty area. Has that got too much pace? It's turned back from the byline by Arthur Gabriel and turned wide by Felipe Anderson, by Andre Carrillo. Here comes that change. And actually it's a change for Palmeiras as well. Lucas Evangelista replaces Marlon Freitas. Defensive midfielder off, attacking midfielder on. Eight minutes to go. Well, we might not have had a goal, but we've had two sendings off. We've had some excitement. And we've got to give credit. The Corinthians fans have been great today. Getting behind their team, who have battled ferociously. Passionate performance as Keki comes off to be replaced by Jesse Lingard, who will come on down the left-hand side. Yet to score for Corinthians. He scored his first goal right now. He'll be an absolute legend around these parts. Still on there. Corinthians have won the title 7 times, Palmeiras 12 times. Looking for their lucky 13th title this time around. This is Andreas Pereira. All those assists already this season, but he hasn't been able to carve anything out today against a dogged Corinthians. Here he is once more. Sends it wide. Sosa. Pereira. Felipe Anderson gets it wide to Andrade. Andrade teasing his way to the byline, then comes back inside. Feeds it back. Andreas Pereira looking for an opening. Gets it onto his left foot. Plays it short to Evangelista. And then back again to Pereira. Wide once more to his near side. And Felipe Anderson cuts inside. Felipe Anderson pulls it back. Andrade. Evangelista rather tried his luck with a shot. He was slipping slightly, and it's out of play on the far side for a throw in to Palmeiras. In comes the cross. In for the header was Ramon Sosa. Couldn't get there low. Another great defensive header away by Gabriel Paulista. He's got a spot of cramp now. He's given his all. He's back on his feet. battle continues. And we are 5.5 minutes plus injury time away from the famous Corinthians backs to the wall rescue mission. 0-0. They've played almost an hour of this game with 10, and the very best part of half an hour with 9. And yet the runaway leaders have not really threatened too often. They've been very poor tonight. The ball's gone out of play. It's going to be a throw-in. Couldn't keep it in play on this near side, Alan Andrade. So throw-in to Corinthians in the left-back position. Coach Dorival Jr. pacing up and down his technical area, trying to kick every ball. And I've had Andre sent off, Matizino sent off. They're down to 9 men. This is true. Backs to the wall. Bulldog spirit from Corinthians. Clearance away was more of an up than a away from Enrique. Bounces around. It's a touch from Jesse Lingard. It's a little bit of a lazy touch from Jesse Lingard, and he was lucky that it brushed off of Alan Andrade and out for a throw-in to the home side Corinthians. And they'll take their time with this throw. Every second they can waste, they will waste. Mateus Bidget is going to take the throw. Once they can find a ball to give to him. There is a player down at the moment for Corinthians, and they will continue to try and fragment the game and frustrate Palmeiras. That's the name of the game. That's what they're trying to do. He's claiming he's got a dig in the ribs that's causing him considerable discomfort. Bruno Beardon, 21-year-old, does eventually get up, and Corinthians continue to run down the clock. There will be some sizable added on time, I'm sure. Can they do it? Can they hold out? It's a long throw from Corinthians and Mashubiru. Played away by Paulista to Enrique on the far side of the pitch, and now it's with Gabriel. They go once more, Palmeiras. They've got 2.5 minutes plus injury time. Really is getting tight now for them. This is Alan Andrade weaving slalom run to the edge of the penalty area. It's still Andrade, Alan Andrade again. Another good challenge by Enrique. And then the loose ball picked up by Beardon, and anywhere will do. But a free kick has been given right on the edge of the penalty area. Well, it should have been a free kick initially to Corinthians, but he's given the free kick for a foul on Arthur Gabriel, and this is right outside the penalty area, slightly left of centre. Maybe the opportunity that Palmeiras need. Andreas Pereira is in the thick of what in the moment is a 5-man queue for this free kick. The wall has to be set up. If you set up 4 plus a draft excluder, you're left with very little else to mark with. So you think about it, they've only got 8 outfield players here. They're going to have to make do with a 4-man wall. And the other 4 will have to do the marking. They are going to go gamble with 5 in the wall, no draft excluder. Alan is there. So too, obviously, is Andreas Pereira. Andreas Pereira on one side, Jesse Lingard on the other, former Manchester United teammates during their time in the Premier League together. Referee is asking for the ball to be put forward. They've actually moved it a little bit back so they can get a little bit more trajectory. They want the ball put where it should be, so it's been moved forward again by Andreas Pereira. Even the goalkeeper's come up Carlos Miguel. He said they've got nothing to do at the other end. He might as well come up and join in. So a free kick. Andreas Pereira is most likely the man to take this. Although Alan Andrade is there as a left-footed option. It is Pereira. It is pushed away very acrobatically by Carlos Miguel. He leaped through the air when, quite frankly, I don't think the leap was absolutely necessary. He could have stood still and caught that one. Interesting motion. Here's Andrade from the short corner, twisting and turning, just about keeping his feet. Ramon Sosa reversing it back. Beats wonders. Felipe Anderson gets it back outside again to Ramon Sosa, gets the cross in. Another good header away by Paulista, and the shot coming in, and it's wide by Lucas Evangelista. Well, that was an opening, had a clear sight of goal, and he snatched at it and put it wide, but he could have taken a touch. 7 minutes of added time. Well, we played nearly one of those 7 minutes already. Hugo de Souza will take this free kick, gets good distance on it as well, bounces once, twice, three times, and all the way through to the opposite goalkeeper, Carlos Miguel, who wants to get it moving quickly. There's a sense of urgency here from Palmeiras. Lucas Evangelista wide to Marta Gabriel. It's got the overlap from Luigi. Sent back out wide again by Evangelista into the penalty area. Great defending from Paulista, who hit it against Evangelista and out for a goal kick, and he celebrated that like the final whistle had just blown, which it hasn't, by the way. Well, it's been an agonising evening for Palmeiras. Top of the table they may be. They have made well and truly hard work of this. They will go again. 2.5 minutes into the 7th. It's going to be a long drag, that 7 minutes, if you're a Corinthians fan or a Corinthians player. 6 minutes of added time, by the way. It's 2 balls on the pitch, and cutting inside and winning a free kick is Alan Andrade. Yellow guard against Ranieri. Alan Andrade wins a free kick, and it's another very presentable free kick opportunity. This time it's away to the right. Having won that free kick, I get the feeling Alan Andrade is probably going to say here to Andreas Pereira, move on, this is mine. Andrade's not getting any involvement in this, Alan Andrade. He's moved away. Flaco Lopez will join Andreas Pereira for this one. It is Flaco Lopez. It's straight into the wall. It does its job, deflected up in the air. It bounces once. Andreas Pereira has to retreat back, and he'll knock this one back to his goalkeeper under pressure from Yuri Alberto. Great defending again. They're halfway through the 7 minutes of added time. What a performance this has been from Corinthians. 0-0. Despite being down to 9 men, it defended stoutly. They don't frankly deserve anything here, but they might get something. Gabriel cuts inside from the left-hand side. Again, bodies on the line. Again, it's Ranieri. And the free kick has been awarded. I'm not quite sure why. We'll find out with a quick look at the replay. It's a block on the edge of the penalty area. And a foul on Just trying to see who is that's down. Beadle. We'll just waste a few more moments, won't it? Agony for the fans of Corinthians. They've got a drop ball midway inside the Corinthians half here. It's taken on by Pereira, Evangelista. Pereira again. This is Felipe Anderson. Delivery by Evangelista up in the air. Flaco Lopez gets a stud to it. It's bouncing around. It wouldn't fall kindly for Ramon Sosa. Cleared away. They start again with Morello. Every single outfield player in that half. They come again here. Palmeiras shot coming in. It's deflected away. More good defending by Enrique. Another shot comes rattling in from Lucas Evangelista. Now the cross from Gabriel. In it comes. It's Perez. It was Lopez there. Couldn't get the second ball. Low. Good Luigi. Cleared away again. The free kick has been given to the defensive side Corinthians, and they are now within 60 seconds of a famous battling point despite being down to 9 men. Is this the night that Palmeiras have found out, or is this pure and simply just the night where they had an off night? A long clearance will go downfield from goalkeeper Hugo Sousa. They haven't been able to get past him all night. He's going to go long. Struck deep into the opposition half. Well, by my reckoning, that's the 7 minutes done. And they are well and truly running out of time, and there goes the final whistle. No goals. Corinthians down to 9 men, but hold out for a point. Palmeiras stays 6 points clear at the top. It could have been 8, but they just couldn't find a way through. Everyone has an off day, and certainly Palmeiras have had one tonight. Great point for Corinthians in their battle to get away from the relegation zone. This is a performance that puts them in the right direction. They need to follow it up with better performances in the coming weeks as well. They turn their attentions to the Copa Sudamericana. It's the Copa Libertadores next for Palmeiras. Good game this, despite the no goals. Battling performance, Corinthians. They'll feel like they've won this game. A very good point under the circumstances. Thanks for your company this evening. It's been an absolute pleasure. We'll catch you all again soon. Good night.